For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Outdoors with me, Mike. Today I'm giving you a bit of a review video on a new size of awning from Dometic. So with me here today I've got the Dometic Leggera Air 300. So Leggera has been kind of in Dometic's collection for a number of years now. So what they've actually done is introduce a new size. So this is the 300 width, and they do a 260 and a 220 previously as well. The reason I actually brought this particular model out in the collection is really to fit, fit caravans, give you more an option to get something a bit wider, but still good quality as we kind of know and love with Dometic. But more importantly, it's to fit panel vans. So something with a sliding door, be it Takata, your Boxer, that sort of thing. So this now will actually connect into that. And more importantly, you can open the sliding door fully inside the tunnel, inside the main body of it. And that's really where it's quite important. It's almost worth mentioning as well, they also do a kind of a driveway version of the Leggera. We've done a separate review video on that, and we've got it onto a panel van, so you can have a look at that and see that a bit more in the flesh. So definitely check out that video if you're looking for more a driveway option. If you're looking for a static awning, then this is the right place to be. So this is a bit different because it actually can connect into a cassette awning, be it a Fiamma, a Dometic, a Windout, a Thule, whatever you may have. So the only thing I would say is when you fit into a motorhome, just double check the fit with us. That's the one thing that can be, depending on where your Windout is located, will dictate on whether it will or will not fit. Problem with motorhomes, but on the caravan side thing, easy as you like. It's going to fit as long as you've got 3 meters width, then you're perfectly good to go. It uses their kind of Weather Shield 150D fabric, so it's 150D denier, really nice, kind of lightweight but still kind of robust. So one thing that's nice, it's not too heavy, packs down quite nice and small as well. So you're looking for something very easy to put up and down. That's where the Leggera is on its own. We do have a separate video of this, putting the Leggera up and down, so you can check out our little YouTube channel on that as well. I think it takes about 8 minutes to put it up. The joy of it is you can just feed in the rail, peg the back 2 corners down against the caravan. Those are the ones indicated by this kind of orange banding. Peg the front out again where you've got the orange band. Inflate it, so you've got a single inflation point located on the other side, and we've got a deflation valve as well. So it's easy to get the air in and to get the air out itself. It's basically a 245 deep, but obviously 3 meters wide. So again, but you can go for the smaller option. We've got one big nice panel at the front here. This door can roll up, and I'll show you that in a second, but it's a beautiful big window as well, so you get plenty of light in that as well. Storm straps, as you can see here. So as a kind of, again, great option to look at. Highly recommend, something to give it a bit more bounce and braces for sure. And we've got small little points here, so it's quite simplistic in the way it is, but again, it's the better quality. Now, because it fits caravans and motorhomes, what we find is got 2 different beadings, like I said. So you've got a 7mm bead and then a 5mm. The 5mm is designed to go into a Windout, the 7's into a caravan rail. Now, to fit different kind of motorhomes, what we have is a, best way of describing it is like a suitcase expansion system. So beneath here, we've got a little zip that will allow us to extend this height up. So for those taller motorhomes, you've got that ability. So with the zip closed, as you see it here, it will fit height attachments of 235 to 250. When we open this bad boy up, there's a zip on the inside and the outside, but then it will expand it. It goes from 250 to 265. So you get an extra 15 centimeters of extra range. It will happily fit when you get to that point. And again, if you're on an even pitch, you can utilize that really nicely. Apex ventilation points up there, so help circulate the air, help reduce condensation. You will get condensation in these kind of awnings just because the fabric's not breathable. But again, it's all about quick and ease and lightweight. We've got mesh doors on either side of the awning, so you give you an access point into it rather than going through the front door every single time. And we've got our normal doors where I have to kind of zip that off and close that when we need to. Storm straps, like I said, on the front and back. Great little thing. Little ventilation point up here as well. Big window, so you can get plenty of light into it. In fact, if I go inside, we've got privacy curtains everywhere as well. So if I open, for example, there, big beautiful window to get plenty of light into the actual awning, which works well. And then when we want to, this door will roll up. So we can unzip this up. Now, the door itself, we can actually buy some additional king poles if we really want to, make a little canopy off the extra that. Now, there is a zip located on the top here as well. There's no canopy as such yet for this model, but something might come out later dates. So they have kind of future-proofed it. But you can utilise that front door for the time being, and it's a bit more accessible. And then we can roll this door vertically up, and there's a kind of a toggle point just at the top. Even if you're not the best at rolling up or doing a bit of a rush job. There you go. So I'll just do one for the time being. But again, due to kind of what we call this Gothic peak point here, this is actually beneficial. So when you've got onto like a caravan or a motorhome, and the door, be it sliding or a normal habitational door, is very close to the top of the rail, one thing you find is that as this kind of dips down, you don't want the door coming and then sort of just grazing the roof section. So having a nice peak there not only makes it feel bigger inside, but it gives you that flexibility that you've got more tolerance to take it in. So that works really quite nicely. In fact, let's bring the camera in, and then we can probably just see a bit more in the flesh and talk through a few more things. So we can see probably now the additional side door. So again, you've got side doors either end. Headroom in here is pretty decent. And one thing I do like about this as well is we've got the ability to seal it against the caravan or motorhome. So we've got these rear pads located here. You can buy some additional king poles that will go up to there, so that'll press that firmly against the caravan. We've got pre-punched limpet holes built into it as well, so you can actually use those additionally to seal it to it. But the whole point actually is because with a motorhome, for example, the wind-out awning may not be flush to the bodywork. Obviously, it steps out, and you want to. That means that if you're connecting to the outside of the wind-down, there'd be a gap. So this actually velcros off, and it acts like a hinge door. So rather than it being flush, you can take that gap up, have the pole in there, and it's going to fill that void. The other thing is if special cutouts as well. So when you've got the sliding door, normally you need about 270, 280 from that point there to open the door fully within here. A lot of other awnings that are smaller, you have to go to a halfway point with a sliding door for like a Ducato, just because it just can't fit within the tunnel section. It's one thing you see on a lot of awnings, and it's a big pinch point. The only crucial thing I say is making sure you've got enough width either side and enough height to take it. So I would always refer to us if you have any questions, or take photos of your vans, send them in to us, and we can go, that's going to work, that's not going to work, or we can add some more measurements. So it's definitely worth doing a bit of due diligence before you make the purchase if you're not 100% certain. We've also got a hanging point, a point down directly here, so we can have things like we've got the accessory track, so we've got like organisers and stuff can hang directly down if you really wanted to. So again, that works really quite nicely as well. But again, little windows in the side part, which we've got the curtains, which to get the privacy as and when required. But for me, I think even just as a porch awning for a caravan, it's that really nice middle ground. It's well made. You know, it's got Dometic quality, which we know and love. You're talking 12-month warranty on the workmanship, 2 years on tubes, and in my honest opinion, Dometic have the best tube quality in the market. Out of all the brands we deal with, I'm happily say that, you know, that's one thing I really do like about the reliability of that. But yeah, lots of options, really quite nice. I think it's just the space in here. For a small little awning, it's not that small, it fits really nicely, and you've got just a bit of space, good amount of depth, and it feels bigger than like 245 deep. I think it's because that's very vertical front. It just, what unfortunately you find with awnings that slope when the tubes go from this side to this side, so front to back of the vehicle, it can be quite pokey in the sides because you've got to allow for the arc. Because this is a very vertical upside, it does feel spacious in here. You can have put furniture close to the edges rather than allowing for that lean in. But no, on the whole, really quite nice. I do quite like it. In fact, I bring the camera, last little thing, just go through a few more features, just to see them in the flesh. So as we kind of look at it, I think in that kind of peak, you can see how it comes out. And again, that kind of roof, the way it allows water comes shining off there. That's the apex vent you can see. And then we've got the little beading on the top here. So again, it's 2 points into the rail. That's the zip we've got located there as well. So a little flap to kind of keep it nicely in bay. So we've got one externally, as previously mentioned, and then we'll go into the inside of it. And we've got one internally. So it just kind of keeps it neat and tidy in this little part here. So we often get asked, what is this? So just by opening up either end, and that then just expands open. And again, you've got a Velcro part here, which then also expands open. But that's a little accessory track located up top here, so you can probably just about see that. So that's the part you can clip directly onto. There are special cutouts in the top corner as well to take the sliding door. And we've got the little windows located down the side. So, but as a whole, I think it's a really nice addition to the range. Something I think it's been calling out for, and it's definitely, I'd say, that's it's something that's been lacking in Dometic's collection as a whole. So I think the introduction is that. It's almost worth mentioning at this point here, if you're looking at the driveway version, so that's the same kind of thing. Difference being is you've got a tunnel section. So you've got this whole separate tunnel. So when you want to drive away, the main body of point here, that stays where it is. That bit can roll back. You can drive off to the van and come back. Whereas with the static awning you see over there, that one, once it's up, it's up. You know, you do get a better seal with that, but there's a bit more flexibility with this, and it's a bit more money. But it depends on what you want. For a caravan use, every day of the week you're that. If you're never going to move from the campsite, I'd always go for a static awning. Whereas for this, it gives you a little bit more flexibility for those motorhome users. But yeah, just a little bit of a kind of a, as it's here, not a bad little thing to look at. But for more information on the Leggera 300, by all means check the link below this video. I'll also link into the points of the 260 and then the 220 as well. If for any reason you are above the 265 height in terms of the connection rail for the bigger motorhomes, have a look at the 260M. They do one that's a little bit taller, just in that 260 model. But we've done separate review videos on that, which you can check out obviously on our YouTube channel. But any questions, queries, or whatever you want to know, be it spec, floor dimensions and that, check the link below, or feel free to comment in the box below. We'll always try and get back to you as best we can. So I think on a whole, I think it looks really smart. The fabric looks great. It's the workmanship of it is brilliant. It's just nice to have something like that into the range, I think, really. It just finishes off that whole Leggera collection really well and gives everyone the option of something a bit bigger for a little porch awning that's not so little. Yeah, hopefully it's been helpful. We'll look forward to seeing you again soon in our next Attwoolls Outdoors video review. But that's been the Dometic Leggera Air 300S awning.